What's going on, team? So, pink MX-5 has gone. Loved by some, hated by others, but at the end of the day, taught me how to drift, so can't complain at that. In its place, Skyline R33 4-door. Now this car, as you can see, is far from standard. Came out of the factory as a 2 litre non-turbo. We did have a manual gearbox, to be fair to it, but that's been swapped for a 2.5 litre turbo out of a GTS T. This is a Spec 1 car. It's got a Spec 2 engine in it. It's got a couple of goodies. Now, of course, it was quite cheap. I would argue potentially the cheapest one that's out there. I'll have a look around at some of the bits and pieces, see what's good, what's maybe not so good and needs doing, and then maybe we'll talk about the price. So here we go, the business end of things. RB25 DET Spec 2 engine, a little bit different to a standard engine, had some bits and pieces done. So as we can see, top mounted turbo here. Nothing special, I don't think, just a Chinese one, the previous owner said. It's got a external wastegate as well for us and a screamer pipe we'll need putting in. That comes down onto quite a large front mount intercooler and then up into a front facing inlet manifold. Also this aluminium radiator as well. It didn't come with a radiator in at the time. When the previous owner had it, the water pump actually sheared off and took the radiator out. So I've fitted this before just to make sure that the car was good in running. It's not the tidiest bay in the world, but we have to consider the price. Looking around, a couple of bits that definitely need doing. So the common problem with some of the R33s is that these strut tops are pretty poor. They start to rust out pretty bad, but I've got some replacement ones from SR Auto Bodies. Great guys, got the parts out to me. They do complete brand new replacement strut tops to weld into the Skyline. Also, where I fitted the aluminium radiator, it's no viscous fan anymore, it's 2 electric fans. These will need wiring up to something. I bought a temperature sensor that goes into the water system somewhere that then flicks the fans on and off at certain temperatures. I'll be doing that at some point in the future. Also, with these front mounted inlet manifolds, the problem is that the standard throttle cable actually ends up being too short. So I bought a replacement longer throttle cable, and I'll be doing a video on that as well. Now, despite this engine running what's probably a larger Chinese turbo, the front mount intercooler, the front facing inlet plenum, is still running on a standard ECU. So I think we'll be needing to do a tune on it at some point, probably a new ECU, standalone, and get it to a rolling road and a dyno somewhere to get it set up properly. Moving around to those associated bits, I've got a AFR gauge in the house that I used on my MX-5 when that was supercharged. So this one here with the frayed wires, that can go, and we can put in a new wideband AFR. And also this manual boost control, that's loose as well, that's probably leaking. That can go as well. So the good thing about this engine is that it's had a very recent rebuild. The previous owner said that the bottom end let go. So we took it all apart, changed pistons, rods, bearings, so it should be good to go. The only thing is, he did say he put a pretty standard oil in there. The engine's got a bit of a tap because of it. Pretty certain it's not in the bottom end, it's more likely to be, I know that these have the problems with the hydraulic lifters, so we'll do a flush and an oil change and see how we get on with that. Hopefully we don't have to take the head apart and clean all the lifters. So all in all, I don't think it's too bad under here. It's a little bit messy, it can do with a tidy up of course. A couple of little quirky bits, for example, like this Robinson squash cap on top of the radiator overflow, but really it's a good starting point to get the car going. So let's jump now to have a look around the outside of the car. Again, far from standard. Aftermarket front bumper, Got the vent in the top of the bonnet there. It's pretty badly done, to be honest. It's going to need to be redone that. You can see it's starting to come away from the bonnet there. Got these bubble arches. I suspect that they're on there to cover up some rust or something, I expect. I wouldn't be surprised. More than certain that up underneath there, the bodies have been cut apart where the arches have been removed. They're going to need welding back together. Making our way round. Rear lights are a bit tatty, boots a bit tatty. Big old exhaust down there. Couple of dents, couple of scrapes, but oh, and it's been roller painted. But apart from that, it's not too bad. It's okay for the price. Can't complain. Make our way around to the inside. First thing you notice, we need a electric window switch panel there. There's a couple of panels missing and things like that. No radio or anything like that. Spare parts on the seat over there. But generally, it's not too bad. Again, it runs and it works and it's okay. Gonna need a new windscreen. Those dials can go as well. There's fake ready dials. But all those things we can get. So there we go, team. R33 4-door RB25 DET. Key jobs coming up: rust repair, the windscreen needs tuning, tidying those bits under the engine bay. But I think we'll get there with it. I think we'll get there. Now, the crunch point. I paid £2,500 for this car. Now, in my opinion, I think that is an absolute bargain. I've seen engines going for £2,500. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Bargain? Not a bargain? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I'm happy. I'm looking forward to getting out on the road and getting back into drifting again. And if you want to continue to see future videos on the bits and pieces that we're doing to this Skyline, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.